Hey cat lovers, and welcome back to another video. Cats are notoriously difficult to read, but that's because many people don't know how to interpret their body language. Cats are quite expressive animals, indicating how they feel through almost all parts of their body. Paying attention to a cat's facial expressions, body posture, and even whisker movements can provide a lot of insight into what they're thinking. So, if you learn to read a cat's body language, you can better understand your cat. If you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing to our channel for more cat videos. Now let's explain cat body language. Ear position meanings. There are several different positions that a cat's ears can take, and they indicate different emotions. Here are a few examples of what the posture of a cat's ears can mean. First, we'll talk about upright forward-facing ears. Your cat is likely feeling active, alert, and comfortable. This is a normal position for a cat's ears to be in. Relaxed cats are likely to put their ears in this position. In some scenarios, upright ears may indicate that your cat is feeling alert. This could lead your cat to take a more defensive, uncomfortable stance. If this is the case, you should be able to tell by examining additional body language. Next, let's talk about flat ears. If your cat's ears are pinned to its head, it's likely feeling anxious or scared. An anxious cat's ears may be pinned to the back of the head or the side of the head. The further pinned down the ears are, the more stressed out the cat is feeling. If you notice a cat has pinned back ears, you should try to alleviate its stress. You can do this by giving it as much personal space as possible and removing any stressors, like other animals. Finally, let's talk about swiveling ears. If your cat's ears are swiveling back and forth, it's likely surveying its surroundings. A cat swivels its ears to gather information about its surroundings through nearby sounds. This may mean that your cat is alert or even slightly on edge. They're likely feeling curious but cautious. If you notice your cat's ears are swiveling, just keep an eye on them to see if they start displaying anxious or angry body language. Eye position meanings. Like with humans, the eyes can be very revealing when trying to decode how a cat is feeling. Here are several examples. First is slow blinking. If your cat is slowly blinking at you, it's probably very fond of you. Cats slowly blink to convey love and trust. If your cat is slowly blinking at you, you should try slowly blinking back at it. This way you can reciprocate your cat's love for you in a way that it understands. Next is quick blinking. If your cat is rapidly blinking, this likely means the opposite of slowly blinking. In other words, the cat may be stressed. Another indicator that your cat is stressed is if their eyes are wide and looking around rapidly. Your cat is probably feeling rather tense and anxious. If your cat is quickly blinking at you, you should slowly but calmly leave the space they are in. Give them some time and room to calm down. Finally is staring. A cat that maintains eye contact and stares at a subject is likely asserting their dominance. This usually suggests that a cat is feeling confident and assertive. Cats will often hold stares with other cats or even with humans. This is not necessarily a sign of aggression, but it can be a precursor. Make sure to keep an eye on a cat that is staring down another cat, especially if they aren't very familiar with each other. Mouth posture meanings. A cat's mouth is where a lot of its communication comes from. A cat can communicate through its mouth through both the posture and positioning of its mouth as well as the sounds that come from it. Here are several different meanings behind mouth postures. First, we'll talk about bared teeth. If your cat is baring its teeth at you and hissing, it's angry. At least this body language is very obvious. Hissing is a cat's way of warning away enemies. In this situation, you need to slowly but calmly leave the room as your cat may quickly become aggressive. Next, we'll talk about a flicking tongue. If you notice your cat is flicking its tongue around, this may be a sign that your cat is feeling cautious and uncertain. It has yet to make up its mind about a certain situation and is determining how it feels. If you see your cat flicking its tongue upwards, observe it carefully as it may decide that the situation is hostile and start behaving aggressively. Finally, let's talk about a tongue sticking out. If your cat's tongue is resting outside of its mouth or lightly poking out, it indicates that your cat is content. Your cat is probably feeling relaxed and resting. This is a good sign as it means your cat feels comfortable and safe. Whisker posture meanings. Many people think that whiskers just function to help a cat move through the world, but they actually work as a form of expression as well. It can be difficult to decipher different meanings of whisker postures, so here are a few examples. First is open forward whiskers. Whiskers that aren't particularly stiff or closed up likely indicate that your cat is feeling relaxed and curious. These open whiskers likely mean that your cat is alert and feeling playful. Open forward whiskers are a great sign that your cat is feeling good. The next is pinned back whiskers. If a cat's whiskers are pinned back against its face, it's likely feeling apprehensive and anxious. This can quickly escalate to fear and anger. Like with the cat's ears, the further pinned back the whiskers are, the more stressed out a cat is feeling. Head posture meanings. Aside from the ears, mouth, and whiskers, the head itself can also be quite revealing. Here are several different instances in which a posture of a cat's head can speak to how the cat is feeling. First is the forward head. A forward-facing head is indicative of an alert, playful, and interested cat. This is a normal position for a cat's head to be in and means that the cat is intrigued but not apprehensive. If your cat is stretching their head out towards you, this means they probably want you to pet them. Next is head rubbing. If you observe two cats rubbing their heads together or a cat rubbing its head on you, this likely means that your cat is feeling very friendly. This is an invitational gesture, meaning your cat likely wants to interact with you further. In this scenario, you should try petting your cat or playing with them. Finally is the sideways head. If you notice a cat swiveling its head from side to side or leaning its head to one side, it's likely on alert. This indicates that a cat is feeling curious and cautious. If pinned back ears accompany this behavior, this indicates that the cat is feeling quite apprehensive and perhaps even angry. Tail position meanings. Like dogs, cats can convey a lot of feeling and emotion in their tails. Their tails are used as communication devices, but you need to be able to know how to decipher what your cat is trying to tell you. Here are several different meanings behind cat tail positions. First is the tail straight up in the air. A tail straight up in the air perpendicular to a cat's body can indicate several different feelings. If the tail is airily held up, usually with the tip of the tail slightly hooked over, the cat is likely feeling confident but relaxed. If the tail is held straight up but very stiff and accompanied by bristled fur, the cat is likely feeling threatened. If the tail is held straight up but is quivering and moving through the air, your cat is probably feeling excited. Next is the thrashing tail. If you see a cat that is thrashing or whipping its tail around, this is a warning sign. Unlike dogs who wag their tails when they are happy or excited, cats will thrash their tails when they are feeling threatened or angry. A cat who is thrashing its tail is probably experiencing stress or frustration. It's a good idea to give this cat enough space to calm down, as their behavior could quickly escalate to become more aggressive. Next up is the tucked tail. If a cat is tucking its tail underneath its body, it's probably feeling afraid or anxious. When cats are afraid, they will sometimes try to make themselves appear as small and non-threatening as possible. To do so, they will tuck their tails underneath their body. If you notice your cat is tucking its tail beneath its legs, make sure to remove any immediate stressors and give it all the room it needs to calm down. Finally is the drooping tail. Cats that are feeling content and relaxed may droop their tail behind them. This is a normal position for a cat to hold its tail and indicates that the cat is feeling pretty neutral. There's nothing too exciting going on and they aren't feeling any emotions too strongly. Body posture meanings. The body is used more holistically to communicate emotions. These examples of body language are easier to detect than some of the previous ones we've discussed. Here are some of the body postures. First is belly up. It's common for cats to roll around, stretch, and show you their bellies. This is a sign of trust. As the belly is a very vulnerable spot, your cat showing you their belly indicates that they trust you. However, this is usually not an invitation to pet its belly. Most cats don't like to have their tummies rubbed and may react negatively. Next up is the arched back. If your cat is arching its back, it may be frightened. This is a sign that your cat is going to respond to the stressor with aggression, so you should give them as much space as possible. Note that many cats also arch their backs when they stretch or yawn, and this is not an indication of aggression. An arched back in response to a stressor will usually be accompanied by bristled fur and/or barred teeth. Finally is the crouched position. Cats will crouch when they are feeling alert and playful. Many cats will crouch and wiggle their butts to indicate that they want to play. Cats will also crouch to signify that they are about to jump. Sometimes crouching can indicate stress and anxiety. This will be accompanied by other features of body language. To determine if your cat is crouching because they are feeling playful or if they're feeling anxious, observe its other displays of body language. Since cats can't speak to us directly to tell us what they need or how they feel, it's essential to learn their body language basics. With that said, we hope this guide is a helpful tool to help you better understand your cat. As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up because it helps other cat lovers find our content. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next Catterday for another video.